Okay, welcome to our Monday night Team PlantStrong call. We are tonight talking about something that is very pivotal to your business. It's your story. And over and over and over again, I've been in this business for 8 years, one thing that is a constant that we will always do is share our story. We get paid to share our story. I mean, over the years, I've heard people say, we are paid storytellers. And if you think about the things that we watch and the things that we're drawn to, the things that we get sucked into are stories, movies are stories, and good songs, like country songs that I like, are stories, what else? TV shows. We're watching Parenthood right now, and we're like we watch 5 seasons in about 4 weeks because it's a great story, and we just get sucked in, and it's like, at the end, I'm like, oh, let's just watch one more. It's only midnight. It's fine, right? Because it's a story, and it's something, that's relevant to my life, parenthood right now, and something that is, speaking to me and that I'm learning from. And so we want our stories to be contagious, to be compelling, to be something where people, even if your story is not like I had this miracle happen with Juice Plus, but you want it to be something that people can relate to, some element. And so you want to tell different parts of your story, and sometimes you tell different versions of your story. Obviously, for me, being a part of this product, being on the product and being a part of the business for 8 years, my story is long. It's like I've had this happen and that happened and that happened. Do I always tell every single thing that Juice Plus has helped me with? No, because people would be like bored probably by the time I got to the thing that was important to them. So I try to ask good questions, and I try to tailor my story to something that's meaningful to them. If it's someone who's has knee pain or knee surgery, I tell that part of my story. If it's someone who is sick all the time, I tell my immune system story. Of course, I might pepper in a couple of other things just so they know there's other benefits. But, tonight we're really going to hone in and focus on sharing your story. And we're going to watch 2 of the trainings that are on the freedomrevolution.com, which you guys should all be familiar with after last week. I wanted to take time each of the next few weeks on our team call to really dig in a little and study it, and so that we can be doing our best at each section, so that we can duplicate and teach it to others. And so I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we are going to first watch the sharing your product story, and then we'll talk about it. So let's see here.
Hi there, my name is Kim McCall, and today I have the privilege of covering one of my all-time favorite topics, sharing your product story. Before we do that, let's consider our mindset when we're sharing our product story. Our mindset is definitely not one of selling or convincing. Instead, we're putting ourselves in the mindset of truly inspiring and captivating. From the day you start your franchise, you have a personal story about why Juice Plus made sense to you. And now you're in an incredibly unique position of always being just one conversation away from possibly changing someone's life forever. It's exactly that mindset that will ultimately prove to be a huge contributor to your success. Now, for many of us, we start our franchise at the same exact time we start the Juice Plus health habit. That does not mean that you don't have a product story. It simply means you're going to start by sharing what you hope to experience by adding Juice Plus to your family's diet. Your product story might even touch on lifestyle changes if you're someone who really loves and utilizes that Shred 10 program like I do. While developing your product story, absolutely embrace the reality that as Juice Plus franchise owners, we are never expected to be an expert on nutrition, on health, or on anything else. Our role is to simply be a resource that connects people to the experts and really just educate them on the fact that these raw, concentrated fruits and vegetables exist. Also remember that one of the reasons Juice Plus is the most widely researched nutritional product in the world is that it is not positioned as a cure to any particular or isolated condition. Instead, it's an extraordinarily convenient and cost-effective way to ensure that all of our families consume a much larger volume and wider variety of those fruits, vegetables, and berries each and every day. Dr. Richard Du Bois often says, and I love this, that there is no human condition that benefits from poor nutrition. and all human conditions can benefit from good nutrition. Think about that. Regardless of what someone's struggle is, improving nutrition and lifestyle could impact their condition in a positive and life-changing way. And by sharing your product story, you have a way to help them do exactly that. Now, like any good story, your product story will have a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it's only going to be about 45 to 60 seconds long. The beginning will communicate what life was like before you started Juice Plus and any negative emotions associated with any of those things that you were personally struggling with. The middle of your story identifies why Juice Plus made sense to you. People don't really care as much about what you're doing, they care about why you did it. And in the end of your product story, you're going to describe any changes that you and your family have experienced since adding Juice Plus. Or remember, if you're just getting started on the product, the changes you're hoping to experience. Share how these changes have affected the quality of your life and any emotional impact that they had. There are examples of product stories right next to this video. I'm going to quickly share my product story now. Make sure to listen for the beginning, the middle, and the end, but notice that it sounds both personal to me and organic as I'm talking. So about 10 years ago, I had just taken a class and learned why the human body requires at least 7 to 13 servings of produce every day. And that number totally and completely freaked me out because our family wasn't getting close to that. Another scary reality for me is our family history. Unfortunately, we have cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and stroke on both sides of our family tree. So at the time, I had a whole lot of fear and mom guilt going on. Then when I was pregnant with my son, a doctor shared Juice Plus, and it honestly made immediate sense. I loved that it was food and not a supplement. And knowing that you can't really feel prevention, I was super excited about the research. I was one of those people who wanted proof of what was happening on the inside. Since we started our family on Juice Plus, we've honestly had awesome improvements in our immune systems, a lot more sustained energy all day long, no more coffee for my husband or I. I have a much easier time, all of us do, maintaining an ideal weight. As a runner, I had several joints, unfortunately, that have been in pain for years that don't hurt anymore. But honestly, the best of all of it for me as a mom is that I've just got that peace of mind, knowing that no matter what the day throws at me, I'm going to be able to flood my family with all those plants every single day to really hopefully prevent those scary, scary things in our family history. So we absolutely swear by Juice Plus. Okay, that's my product story. Your assignment now is to develop your product story. What was life like before? Why did Juice Plus make sense to you? What has it done for your family, or what do you hope it will do? Open your starter guide and fill in the blanks for your product story. Then craft it into a paragraph that's very cohesive and authentic. Please remember that your product story does not need to be perfect right now, because when you meet with your sponsor after going through these startup videos, your sponsor is going to sit down and help you tweak it. Also, your product story is going to evolve over the years as your help does. After working on your product story, be excited to learn from Michelle Ball, who's coming up next and is going to introduce sharing your business story. Just like our products are a tool that people can use to get healthy, our business is also a tool that people can utilize to change their lives forever as well. Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. So I thought she did an amazing job sharing her product story. And I love the fact that she reiterates that even if you start the business and the product the same day, you don't have to feel like you can't share Juice Plus or you can't share your story until a lot of people say, oh, I want to be on it for a month. I want to be on it for 4 months before I start telling people about it. But whenever I first learned about it, I realized, I started the product like 3 months before I started the business, but it wasn't because of that. It was because nobody asked me to join the business. I didn't even know about the business at the time. But over the years, I've heard people, say basically everyone knows they need more fruits and vegetables. And so we have the benefit of being able to share a product that everyone knows they already need. It's just about helping them see, that this is the easy solution to get something in that they know that they need, but they're not going to do. I always say most people can't, don't, or won't eat the 7 to 13 servings that are recommended every single day. So your story needs to have the beginning, what was life like, the middle, why Juice Plus made sense to you, and at the end, you know, the changes that you've seen or what you hope to see. But I really like that she said the emotional impact or the quality of life. And I like that her story, she went into the things that her family had, but maybe she's talking to someone who doesn't have a family history of some of those things. And so she said, as a mom, it gives me peace of mind. So that's the emotional impact. So she's saying something that might, you know, if she's talking to a mom, she knows that that's always going to trigger with the mom, you know, giving them peace of mind. Every mom wants peace of mind. And, you know, most people do have a family history of something. It may not be all of those. Most people have cancer and or cardiovascular disease and or diabetes. And so she, you know, she does have Lyme's disease, which is, Kim is a friend of mine, but you'd see in her story, she didn't talk anything about that because that's really, really specific. And when you're talking to a large, you know, random population of people, you're probably not going to find very many people that have Lyme's disease to really speak to. So if she just talked about Lyme's disease, a lot of people would think that Juice Plus wasn't for them. And so she made it really broad across the board. I want to just, you know, open it up and see if any of you guys have a product story that you want to share that you already have written. Maybe you've already gone through the starter guide since last week and you wrote down yours. You can literally read it for us. Or if you listen to it and you want to just, you know, go off the cuff and just piece something together, we want to take a minute to have one or two people share a product story. Don't be shy. We're here to cheer you on.
I'll share my story. If anybody needs some encouragement.
Yeah.
All right. 7 years ago, my husband and I got married and we moved to Austin, Texas, and we had a lot of health issues. Even though we were athletes, we constantly dealt with asthma, allergies, adult acne, constantly fatigued, cold, flu multiple times throughout the year. And I had a residual back pain I was dealing with post-surgery from college. We were huge supplement junkies, and the reality was that they weren't helping us. And if you know anybody that has a lot of struggling with their health, whether it's asthma, allergies, or whatever they're dealing with, it's hard to live life and to feel good every single day. And that's where we were. And so when I found out about a simple way to flood my body with over 30 fruits and vegetables every day, it made so much sense because I was taking these supplements for years, as was my husband, and it wasn't doing a thing to improve our health. And so here we are 7 years later, this July it'll be that we've taken Juice Plus and flooded our body with all this nutrition. And I am no longer an asthma inhaler. My husband doesn't take allergy medications. My back pain is completely gone. His adult acne is cleared and healed over the years. And we've gone through now our third baby in pregnancy to be able to take Juice Plus while I'm pregnant, while I'm nursing, and give it to my kids and know that it's safe and healthy for our whole family. It just gives us absolute peace of mind that we're doing the right things for not only for now, but for our future.
So awesome. I love that. So she touched on a lot of different things, and, you know, she showed how Juice Plus has progressed with her through different phases of life, including pregnancy. And, you know, Casey's going to be talking to a lot of moms because she is one. And so putting that in there is helpful. Anybody else want to try it out and just share, you know, what was life like before, why Juice Plus made sense to you, and then, you know, some changes that you've noticed? Don't make me call on someone.
I'll help you with that if we need to.
What?
I said I'll help you with that if we need to.
Michelle, I can go.
Okay, awesome.
So our Juice Plus story started about 4 years ago when a friend of ours and her family came and stayed with us, and she put the Juice Plus capsules and gummies on our table, and I just asked her what are those? You know, I was wondering if they were vitamins because Nicole had started me on a vitamin because I'd never taken a multivitamin or a men's vitamin, and I was not very consistent with it because I felt like it was just a synthetic thing that was making my urine change color. So when our friend Rael told us that it was just fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I was like, Nicole, let's try it. That sounds great. And so she stopped taking her prenatal, and we got Juice Plus, and we got it for our 2 boys, and they started taking it. And as we started taking it, I started to notice that my muscle soreness was going away. Being an athlete, I was less sore, and both of our boys stopped going to the doctors for ear infections. And so that was a plus. And then later on, when Michelle told me I needed to take the Vineyard Blend, my allergies went away completely in California. So we saw a ton of health benefits. And at that point, Nicole wanted to start sharing it with all of her friends moving forward.
Keep muting myself. Thank you so much, Travis. That was great. Yeah, you shared how you learned about it, what was your health concerns prior to Juice Plus, how it why it made sense to you, because it wasn't a vitamin, it was food, and the impact it's made. It helped your allergies. It's it's what Nicole was able to use for her prenatal, and it's obviously helped your kids. So that's awesome. So I really encourage you guys to get the starter guide. And Casey and I were talking today, one of the cool features of the starter guide on the freedomrevolution.com is it's editable. You can literally open it on your computer and type on it. And so you can save it that way. You don't have to print it out and type on it. So really, that's one part of your homework assignment this week, is to work on your product story, use the beginning, middle, and end, come up with a flow, type it out, and we want you to share it with your upline sponsor on Boxer this week. You can say it on a voice Boxer, or you can type it out, but we want you guys to share it with us so that we can go over it with you and help you make it the best that it can be. Okay, we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna watch the business video. And I think this one's really powerful. So here we go.
Hi guys, my name is Michelle Ball, and I'm a National Marketing Director and 100 Club with the Juice Plus Company. And today I get to talk to you about creating your business story. First and foremost, let's address the mindset behind a business story. I'm very passionate about this topic because it's been an ingredient, a really huge ingredient towards the success I've had with my business. And the first thing you need to know is that unfortunately, people don't really care what you're doing. They really want to know why you're doing it. So you want to get into the heart and the vulnerability of why this business matters to you, why you needed to pursue this opportunity, and what it's done for your family. And then they're really going to hear you and hear what you're up to from a heart-centered place where they can actually consider whether it's for them or not. So we're going to talk about a document called Plot, and this is creating your product or business story, and it is going to be a part of the starter guide, which you already downloaded from the beginning. So just check there. And the acronym refers to pain, lesson, opportunity, and triumph. These are the 4 ingredients to a good story. And I want to talk to you about each one. Then I'm going to share my business story with you, and hopefully you can hear them showing up in my story. If you need other examples, there's going to be a bunch of different business stories linked beside this video. So Plot. P stands for pain. And this is how I coach anybody when I'm working with their story. We want to tell people where we actually were when we first heard about this business, the reality of it, the vulnerability of it, because people connect to that. They want to hear what was real, not what you think is perfect. And so it's important to share with them the pain of where you were. The L stands for lesson, and this means, why was that not working out for you? What lesson was there in that situation where you were learning you needed something more or something different? Then we have the opportunity. The opportunity is, what did you see in the Juice Plus company, in this virtual franchise, that could give you or address the pain and lesson that you were dealing with? Finally, we have triumph, and triumph means, what happened for you? How did you triumph over that story and that lesson that you were dealing with and going through? So really important to kind of address these, most important to get real with your listeners. So for me, I first heard about this product and this company from a dear friend. And at the time, I needed the product and just wanted a discount on it. That's why I joined the business. And so many people start that way. I then went to an event and caught a much bigger vision for how this could actually be a residual solid income for me while I had just let go of my maternity leave pay. So I'm a high school science teacher by trade. I let go of my permanent job, and I journeyed into this uncharted territory of being a stay-at-home mom. And I still wanted to have a bit of a side income. So that was my second goal with the company. And for me, there's been many seasons to my life, and you'll hear throughout my business story that this business, this franchise, this community has been with me and beside me through every season of my life since I started. So I ended up getting to a place where I was earning a good $500 a month, and that for me was excellent because I did it very part-time in the stolen moments while my kids were sleeping and that kind of thing. And I ended up going through a divorce, so very suddenly I became a single mom, and I didn't know whether I needed to go back to teaching or whether I could make more of this company. And because of the community and the positive, uplifting nature of that community, as well as the vision that had been cast for me at that event, I really decided that until the month came that I couldn't pay my bills, I was going to pour my heart and soul into this opportunity and see where that led us and see if there was any way I could stay home with the kids, even though I was now a single mom without any child support. So for me, this business met all of my needs, not only the financial needs I had, but also just the community, the support, having a village to help me raise my children, the personal development that I received as a result of being a part of this community. I was growing as a mother and a daughter and a friend, and I was surviving and coming into a place of complete thriving. And so I did, receive abundance from this business. I received personal development. And through that, I was able to meet my now partner, Kelly, who is an incredible man, and we have blended our families. And through every season of my life, this community has been there for me. They've been giving me shout outs when things are going good and support when things are not that great. And it's been an incredible journey that way. And I've now been able to build us a life of choice. If it's good for us, we do it. If it's not, we can say no to it. And that's been absolutely empowering, because what really matters to us is spending quality moments with our family as much as possible. And I don't know that that would have been a part of my life or the way that my life went had I had to go back to teaching. So that's my business story. For more examples, click the links beside. Remember to be real with your listeners, to get back to that vulnerability, and to share with them how you've triumphed over it. If you're still working on your story and you're not quite where you want to be with your business yet, you can also share with them your vision for the company and for the virtual franchise that you have started. So I thank you guys for listening. I hope that helps. Good luck and happy creation with your story.
Awesome. So they're right here. I think they're going to put some more business story links. They're not up here yet because they're still working on the website, but stay tuned. There should be more examples. And I just want to point out on this website, any of these videos that you want to share, maybe with a teammate that's not new or someone that's, doesn't have time right now to go through all the steps. Maybe, they've been on their team for a while, but you're like, this one video would be really good for them. You can just copy the Vimeo link right here and send that to them in a text, an email, a message, whatever. So yeah, I love the formula that she gave us, which is PLOT, which is pain, lesson, opportunity, and triumph. Okay, yeah, the main page has a ton of business stories, Casey said, and that's true. And they're probably going to put more on this site too, on this page too. But and the reason, I first heard about this formula from Catherine Lee, who's a 100 Club National Marketing Director, and people just relate. If you're like, my life is perfect, and I just, this just happened, and it was so easy. It sounds good, but it sounds too good to be true. And, people relate and identify. Almost every movie has something that goes wrong, right? Even the Trolls movie, right? There's things that go wrong. And even these happy kid movies, things go wrong because it kind of draws you in and you identify and there's emotions and you relate. And so that's why at the end she said she wanted you guys to be authentic, because people really relate to authenticity. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed on your Facebook post, or seen other people's, the ones that are really raw and authentic, where people are sharing their struggles or what they're going through or how they're overcoming something, those get tons and tons of likes and support and comments because people just are drawn to that. And so being able to be real, being able to share your pain and the lesson you that brought you to this opportunity is very important. So I'm going to see if anyone wants to share their business story. I know that some of you guys have probably gone through your story. So who wants to share?
I'll share, Michelle.
Yay.
And it's kind of funny because I've been in the business for over a year now, and honestly didn't ever sit down and create a solid business story. And until I decided to commit to watching all these training videos, I felt like it'd be really good for me to do it along with my teammates. And I wanted to really start, go through all of them and do what it was asking you to do. And I thought it would be really good for me. And so when I got to the business story training, it really hit me because, it hit me because when she said, be real with where you were at when the business, when you started the business. And I realized that for over a year,
You're okay, girl. It's okay.
I really honestly avoided this part of my story because I said yes to the business in a really pivotal, painful time in my life. And sorry guys. And I have some notes written out, and I just want to make sure I don't forget all of the good stuff. And I didn't think I would cry, but there it is.
It's okay.
So
Real and it's raw.
It's really raw, and guys, it's really fresh because I literally just did it last week. So it's really fresh right now, and it's really rough. So you guys get all that, and I was really excited to kind of share actually because it's a safe group, and I was ready to just be raw and get some healing and move forward. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning of 2017, I kind of reached this moment where I felt really frustrated. I felt really frustrated with our family situation and our finances. I felt like I had lost so much of my purpose and passion when I became a full-time stay-at-home mom because I had given up a lot of my dreams and a lot of my passions to be at home with my 6-month-old and 2-year-olds. And on top of everything else, my husband and I were even having struggles in our marriage. And I felt really lost and I felt really alone. And that's when I started the business. And I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I did. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I also felt frustrated at our constant lack when it came to money. And I decided I really wanted a say in how our lives looked. And I was really tired of feeling like I was just a product of life's disappointments. And I wanted a say. And as much as I loved taking care of my two kids full time, I wasn't happy and I wasn't fulfilled. And that's okay. That's okay for me to admit that I wanted more. I needed more. And I was really tired of feeling stuck and knew that there had to be another way. There just had to be another way. It wasn't good enough for me. Our life, where we were at, our frustrations, our marriage, it just wasn't good enough for me. And it wasn't okay anymore for me. And so I felt this tug on my heart. And I kept thinking and dreaming of what it could be like to partner with this business. I saw something that could help me rise above a lot of my frustrations and provide a supplemental income while staying at home with my 2 kids still. And I saw a sense of, and I saw a restored sense of hope. And I saw a restored sense of purpose, but what I got was 1,000 times better, guys. I got a restored sense of hope, and I began to hope again. And so since partnering with the company to inspire healthy living, which seems so simple, I have actually overcome so many of my personal battles and struggles while being supported by such a rock solid community. I've had prayers through some of my own personal toughest moments, and I've been able to see my whole family get healthier and begin to thrive. And in the process, my confidence in myself and who God has made me to be is being restored. And that's huge. That's far more than, you know, finances could ever give me, and really unexpected. So I'm just super excited to be able to give to others what the company and the community gave to me. And that's health and hope. And that's what I'm most excited about, is just to be able to pass that on to other people. So.
Yay! Way to be so brave. We're so proud of you, and it truly is just an honor to watch you grow and blossom and develop, and that's what this business does for people, and just sharing that is going to touch so many mamas' hearts. You know, there's so many other moms like you that love their babies to death, but also feel stuck or feel like they need something else, and you're going to be able to just totally bless them. And so the rawness is so perfect and so beautiful, and I can't wait to work more with you on it and just help you share it with lots of people. So thank you, Rachel. So tonight we've learned about how to share a product story. We learned, and it's something that needs to be worked on. It is such a big part. It's something we do so often. If you can get it down, then it's really easy to tweak it and to chop it down or make it longer or make it shorter, depending on the circumstance you're in, because you've said it so many times. And sometimes you might just need to say it in the mirror or record a note on your Voxer and listen to it. When I do public speaking and trainings, I speak out my whole thing on Voxer in notes so that I can go back and listen to myself, and it gets into my mind what I'm going to say. And so whatever works for you. Some people need to just write it over and over. But I want to leave you with this. Your homework for the week is to get on this starter guide, write down your story, write down your product story and your business story, and share both of them with your upline in the next 7 days. This next week, that's your homework. It's going to serve you so well. And if you're able to share your story well, you're going to be able to generate more team. You're going to be able to attract more customers, and you're going to be able to reach your goals for your business, for your family, for your future. So does anyone have any last thoughts that you want to share before we jump off here? You guys good with the homework? All right. Well, thanks for being on. Go be storytellers. Captivate people, because you all are captivating and you all have a voice that needs to be heard. Have a good night, everyone. Spirit fingers.
Love you.
Cheerleader, always a cheerleader. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.